In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best point guards right now in NBA 2K23. My team, you guys can let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite point guards to be running right now in the game. And of course, let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in at my number 10 spot is going to be the Dark Matter Tyler Hero. I still feel like he's a really good offensive point guard. He's 6'5" and can play the point guard spot. Yes, it's a little bit annoying that he only does have a 6'3" wingspan. That's definitely not going to help him out on the defensive side of things, but his defensive stats really aren't that bad. Like, he's got a 92 steal, 93 lateral quickness, 92 perimeter, also having an 86 interior defense. So I don't think the card's going to be that bad on the defensive end, and he's definitely going to make up for it with his offense. Like, he's got a 96 3 ball, 97 mid-range, pretty much every single Hall of Fame shooting badge in the game, and he does have a really good jump shot as well. At least from what I've seen in game. I haven't exactly used this card yet, but from what I've seen in game, playing against him a couple times and watching some people's gameplays and just playing against him on, you know, in a limited, his jump shot does look to be pretty solid. And then he's got some pretty good dribble sigs with that Steve Francis size up. He's got quick drops off one, normal leaner. Like, I just think all around, I would say Tyler Hero is probably the 10th best point guard in the game. With how good Hero is, I still think James Harden is probably slightly better because they're both 6'5", but Harden's gonna have 7 inches on the wingspan, which is gonna really help him out on the defensive end. So personally, I think Tyler Hero and Harden are similar on the defensive side of things. Hero might be a tiny bit better with his stats and badges, but I would say Harden's probably got the better player model and the longer wingspan. And then offensively, that really just comes down to preference when we're talking about the dribble saves and the jump shot. I think personally, Tyler Hero's jump shot might be slightly better, but the Harden jump shot on quick timing is still an amazing jump shot. And then you talk about the dribble sigs. This is where stuff gets a little bit tricky because these aren't the easiest sigs in the game to use, like a Steve Francis or like a Steve Francis or like a Wall escape or a Kobe escape. It's a lot harder to use a James Harden card, but once you get his sigs down and you learn how to move with this card, he can be so effective that I think he's slightly better than a guy like Tyler Hero. But coming in, I'm in number 8 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Denny, and this is just for the hype purposes. He's basically just a budget Magic and a budget Ben Simmons, but you still got to have him in the top 10 because he's a 6'9" point guard with a 6'10" wingspan, and he's going to give you pretty much the exact same or very close to what like a Ben Simmons or a Magic does. Obviously those cards are better than him, but for a card that's only like 20,000 25,000 MT, I think it's a pretty good price tag for a point guard that's going to be 6'9", play really good defense. I do also think he's got a actual better jump shot than Magic and Ben as well, so that's a positive, but he's not going to be the same as like a Ben Simmons or a Magic on the defensive end, but he's going to be 6'9", and I do think he's the 8th best point guard in the game. But coming in at my number 7 spot, one of my favorite cards to use in the game right now is this Galaxy Ball Russ, and I think he's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for. I still think he's the best room runner in the game. Just his dunking ability and his dunking packages basically are just so unstoppable. Like, he literally is the best room runner in my team right now. He's unstoppable going to the rim, whether it's and one layups and one dunks, you know, contact dunks, posters, you know, contested layups. Just his ability to get to the basket and finish pretty much every single time, even over taller defenders. It's what makes Russ one of the better point guards in the game. And then even defensively, yes, he's 6'3", he's still gonna get mashed, he's still gonna get put in the 2-man pick and roll, and he's still gonna be a liability in the defensive end, but I do feel like he does make up for it with his offense, and his jump shot's really not that bad. I will say, like on quick timing, I think it's a very easy jump shot to green. I feel like if he's wide open, I can green pretty consistently with this card. But I'm in number 6 spot is going to be Russell Westbrook, but with defense, and that's going to be Dark Matter Dwayne Wade. He's a 6'4" point guard with a 6'10" wingspan, so a little bit better, you know, player model, a little bit taller, and has a little bit longer of a reach on this Dark Matter Wade. And like I said, he's basically Russ, you know, at going to the basket. He's got those crazy good dunk packages. He might be slightly worse than Russ going to the rim, but he still gets those crazy and ones, those crazy layup packages. His jump shot, that's where probably the biggest difference is between Wade and Russ, is that Russ has got a way better jump shot in my opinion, a lot faster and much more easy to green in my opinion. But we got to take a look at the defensive stats. This card is a much better defender than a guy like Russ, and I feel like that's what makes a difference to put Wade over the edge. I'm not saying Wade is way better than Russ. I still personally use Russ on my team over Wade just because I'm not trying to spend 300,000 MT for like a little bit of a difference. But I think on paper and just in game, I think Wade is slightly better because of his defense. He's pretty much Russ at going to the basket, but has really good defense and just a worse jump shot. But overall, I'd say Dwayne Wade is probably the 6th best point guard. But coming in, I'm in number 5 spot is going to be the Dark Matter Oscar. I think he's such a good point guard. He's 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. He had so much potential to be a top 3 point guard. He has such a good upper. It's just they only gave him his normal base, and his normal base really isn't that great in my opinion. It's not like a terrible jump shot, because his upper is still so good that it like kind of carries the release, but it's not an amazing jump shot and very quick timing. And he does have some solid sigs, but it would have been nice to see a better size up. But the escape is pretty good with the Kobe escape, and he does have the normal leaner, so still such an elite point guard. He plays really good defense in game for somebody who's only 6'5", and then he's really good at going to the basket, 90 driving dunk. He's got that quick drops off one, which is really cool. So just all around, I'd say Oscar is the 5th best point guard. But coming in at the number 4 spot, this is where we get to some pretty controversial takes that I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on, but like I said, it's my top 10 point guards. You guys can let me know what do you guys think about my top 10, and let me know what you guys would change, right? You'll probably disagree with me putting up Ben Simmons at 4, because I know a lot of people do like this Ben Simmons card. He's an amazing point guard though. Don't get that twisted by me having him at 4. He's still such an elite point guard, and I think 1 through 4 is a really close debate, and you can still make an argument Ben is the best point guard in the game. That's how close 1 through 4 is in my opinion. I think Oscar is just that one step down alongside Wade and alongside Russ, but these next 4 point guards I feel like are so close to each other that you could say any one of these is the best point guard in the game. For me though, yes, Ben Simmons is such a good defender. He's 6'11", but he's still got a 65 3 ball, and his jump shot isn't great. It's a little bit slow, and I feel like that's a way to stop this card, is if you have like a Magic, a guy that can compete with Ben Simmons, all you got to do is play off him, kind of bait them into the pass, and then bait them into taking a jump shot. At least that's how people get stops in competitive, because you can really help off a guy like Ben Simmons. So in my opinion, I still think he's an amazing point guard, could be arguably the best point guard in the game. That's how close these next 4 point guards are. But for me, I like Gary Payton just a tad bit more than a guy like Ben Simmons. I know he's 7 inches smaller. He's not got that player build and that, just crazy wingspan like Ben Simmons does. But I mean, defensively, he's not that much worse than a guy like Ben. He plays really good defense, even against taller guards. I've used this card a decent amount against the Magic, against the Danny at Ben, and he really doesn't struggle too much. He gets a lot of strip steals. He gets a lot of good defensive animations. He's got a 90 interior defense. We all know Gary Payton on the perimeter is going to be absolutely exceptional. 99 steal, 99 lateral quickness, 98 perimeter. Tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges, especially, like the clamps, the glove, the challenger, the anchor. Like Hall of Fame anchor really helps him on the interior, getting those paint stops. But the biggest difference is the animations for Gary Payton. He's got such good dribble sigs. They gave him the Trae Young escape, which is easily the best escape in the game, and no other card besides Trae Young has it. That's how good of a sig it is. And then you look at the Paul George size up, another really good size up that only 2 or 3 cards in the game have besides Paul George. He's got the MJ dribble style. His jump shot on very quick timing, I feel like is pretty solid of a release. Maybe not the greatest release in the game, but it's pretty good. He's got that Trae Young leaner, which is super nice. And then he's also got the quick drops off one, which is going to really help him at going to the basket. And I know some people have said to me like, oh, his flaws, his driving dunks only an 80 and he's not that good at finishing around the rim. But if you give this card gold limitless takeoff, he be dunking on people, man. I've been using this card in Unlimited, and he's been dunking on people, really good at slashing into the basket. So I would actually disagree with that personally. I think he's not the best rim runner in the game. He's no Russ or no Wade, but he can still attack the basket. But just for his defense, his jump shot's really good, his sigs, and just all around, I think he's slightly better than a guy like Ben Simmons. But on my number 2 spot, I still feel like Magic is just that tad bit better than a guy like Ben Simmons or a guy like GP. But just want to emphasize once again, these are such close debates between a Magic, between a Ben. Like, it's really a coin flip and really a toss up between these 2 cards, because they're so elite and they're both, these crazy tall giant point guards. Magic being 6'9", Ben being 6'11", that it's such a close debate. I just like Magic a tad bit more, but I think the Magic and Ben debate really just comes down to preference, so I'm not going to really talk about it too much. People have, having the debate for Magic and Ben since they both dropped all the way back in February the 10th, so don't really need to go too much into that. They came out a month ago. You can say whatever you want, Magic over Ben, Ben over Magic. I think it's a really close debate. And then for me at number 1, I think it is pretty obvious for me personally that it's going to be Dark Matter LaMelo. Like I said, you can make an argument Gary's the best point guard, Ben's the best point guard, Magic's the best point guard. I don't think it's crazy to say that a Magic or a Ben is better than LaMelo Ball. Where at some other positions, it's like, okay, yeah, this is the clear number 1. But at the point guard spot, these 4 guys at the top, you could really make an argument for any one of them. I just think LaMelo has the defense of a Magic Johnson. Like, he's not that much worse defensively than a card like Magic, and he's going to be so much better on the offensive end, having that Curry slide, Curry escape, which is really good. The size up isn't the greatest, I will say. I wish he had a better size up, but he's got a great jump shot, MJ dribble style, Dame behind the back, pretty good dunking animations, and all around, I do think LaMelo is going to be the best point guard in my team. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about my top 10 point guard list, especially like the top 4, top 5, because I know a lot of people will definitely disagree with me having Ben at 4, but just let me know where you guys would put Ben, where you guys put GP, and all of the point guards as well. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.